The objective is to solve a nonlinear system of equations. For this nonlinear system of equations, I need to get a variable by itself in one of these two problems. I'm going to try the following. I'm going to use this equation, 2x minus 3y equals negative 11, and solve for either x or y. I am going to solve for y. So I need minus 3y to stay where it's at and move the 2x to the right, change the sign. Divide everything by a negative 3 to give me a positive 2/3 x plus 11 over 3. This expression is equivalent to y, and I should be able to insert it here for this y. So I must have x squared plus 2y equals 14, and insert this into y to get x squared plus 2 times 2/3 x plus 11/3. And of course this is going to be equal to 14. From there I have to distribute my 2 through the parentheses, so it's x squared plus 4/3 x plus 22 over 3 equals 14. There are two different ways you can go now. You can find a common denominator for everything, or you can just eliminate the denominator altogether. If I wanted to eliminate this 3 on the bottom here and here, I could multiply this entire equation by a number that will cancel with 3. If I multiplied this entire thing by 3, I would end up with 3x squared plus 4x plus 22 equals 42. When you multiply this by 3, you get this. When I multiply this by 3, the 3's cancel out. You're left with the 4. 3's cancel out there and there. Leaves you with 22. 14 times 3 is 42. So we have 3x squared plus 4x plus 22, and this 42 must come to the left and change signs. And now we have to simplify those constants. 22 minus 42 is going to give me a negative 20. And I can do the quadratic formula to solve for this to get a negative 4 plus or minus the square root of 4 squared minus 4 times 3 times a negative 20. All of that is going to be over 2 times 3. So simplify to get a negative 4 plus or minus. This is going to be 16. You have minus, minus. That's a plus. So far we have 16 plus, and 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 20 is 240. 16 and 240 is 256. 256 is a perfect square. So we're going to have two problems, negative 4 plus 16 over 6, negative 4 minus 16 over 6. On the left-hand side, negative 4 plus 16 is 12, divided by 6 is 2. Over here we have a negative 20 divided by 6. Negative 20 over 6 is the same thing as a negative 10 over 3. So you have two values of x that you have to go back and plug into your original problems up here at the top, those two equations. So let's take the 2 and the negative 10 over 3 back up here to the top, and let's choose the first equation. 2x minus 3y equals negative 11. 2x minus 3y equals negative 11. And that comes from the first equation. So if you dump in a 2 on this for x, 2 times 2 minus 3y equals negative 11. That's a 4. And then we keep this minus 3y on the left. Move the 4 to the right, change the sign. Divide negative 15 by negative 3 to get a 5. We put in a 2 and got back a 5. So we have to do the same thing again for 2x minus 3y equals negative 11. And this time we're going to dump in negative 10 thirds. So 2 times the negative 10 thirds minus 3y equals negative 11. That's a negative 20 over 3 minus 3y equals negative 11. Keep the negative 3y where it's at and the negative 11, but add 20 over 3 to the right hand side. And then simplify that. You need a common denominator of 3. If I have a 3 here, this one's not going to change, but I multiply the negative 11 by 3 to get a negative 33. Negative 33 plus 20 is a negative 13. And now we're going to have to divide this negative 13 over 3 by negative 3, which is the same thing as multiplying by a negative third. So positive 13 over 6 is the same thing as having 2 and 1/6. So we put in a negative 10 thirds, which is the same as a negative 3 and 1/3, and came back with 2 and 1/6.